World leaders have gathered in Paris over the past 10 days to debate how to deal with climate change, and the talks are still going on. Here with more is Sam Adelman, an associate professor at Warwick University School of Law. And Professor, of course, the details are still fluid, but we know officials have been drafting some sort of international agreement to cap how much surface temperatures increase each year. What is the latest?
Well, the latest is it looks like there will be an agreement in Paris. Primarily because I don't think any country wants to be seen to be responsible for torpedoing any possibility of an agreement. But the agreement in the form that it's in now, bearing in mind that the negotiations might go into Saturday or even Sunday, is that it's full of vague and woody language. So the aim is to hold the increase in global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius, above pre-industrial levels, and to pursue efforts to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And the 1.5 degree target, it's much more in line with the science of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. They're still negotiating about a range of other issues, not least finance. Many developing countries are unhappy with the extent to which developed countries are willing to put more financing on the table above and beyond the $100 billion that they have committed by 2020, and
right.
Only about 2/3 of that has already been allocated.
All right, let's talk about that, because according to UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, there is still some gridlock among negotiators among who is going to pay for some of the destruction that climate change has already caused. Anything to say there?
Yes, there is a section in the draft agreement on loss and damage, for example, and the two options in it. One is very, very poor, is so vague as to be almost meaningless, because small island states in danger of inundation are asking for compensation for loss and damage. The other option, at the insistence of the United States, is to remove any mention of compensation or liability from the agreement at all, and from any existing international treaty, such as the Trans-Pacific Trade Pact or TTIP, NAFTA, or anything else.
All right,
and that will be less developed countries and small. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I want to talk about the significance of such a deal. So if a deal is reached, I mean, talk about how important that will be. Of course, a deal has been a goal for, a variety of nations for some 20 years now.
It's important, but I think that it's all voluntary. The pledges that countries have made so far don't take us even close to 2 degrees Celsius, but more closer to 3 degrees Celsius, which will be incredibly catastrophic for a great number of countries in Sub-Saharan Africa, small island states, etc. So you could say an agreement is better than no agreement at all, but it is vague. It doesn't send signals to investors about the price of carbon. There's still agreement to be reached over finance.
Right. And quickly, I want to talk about
there are moves in the right direction about transparency.
I want to talk about what the deal means for the economy. Very quickly, we often hear politicians link climate change to the economy.
Well, basically what it means, climate change is happening, and the earlier the world moves to decarbonize the global economy, the better it will be, the safer it will be for everybody. And renewable energy is now cheap enough to make it competitive with coal and other fossil fuels. And it makes economic sense to invest as early as possible in adaptation and mitigation measures, because it will be more costly in the long run not to do so.
All right, Sam Adelman, an associate professor at Warwick University School of Law. Professor, thanks very much. I'm Scott Gamm, and you're watching The Street.